Millions of people around the world tune into the Olympics. And the last thing an athlete would want to do is be memorable in the, not so best way. But hey, stuff happens, right? So, without further ado, here are our top 20 most embarrassing Olympic fails that you don't want to miss. Number 20. One of the worst things to happen to someone performing is when something wrong happens with what they are wearing. And during this Winter Olympics, this ice skater had her moment as she was just being caught in the back by her partner. But the games aren't something you just give up on, so the show must go on, even if it meant revealing a little too much more than what you would have wanted. Number 19. This guy is on his way to claiming a victory for himself until, well, it's not supposed to have some obstacles. But in the last minute, some ties got in the way of his track. We could see that the rope got tangled on his feet and now he's lost his pace with his competitors, getting way ahead of him. That's gotta hurt when your win was an arm's reach away, right? Number 18. Harry Potter said he's quitting Quidditch because he's joining the Winter Olympics. Don't believe me? Well, he's probably that guy in red sledding downhill. And I don't think anyone has told Harry that he's supposed to leave his broom behind this time. You aren't supposed to be a wizard here, Harry. Take your magic somewhere else. Number 17. If you're an Olympian, it's 100 times more embarrassing to fail at something super simple. This gymnast during the Rio Olympics was doing a flip, but it ended up in a position that seemed like she was attempting to do a head spin. It's not the most elegant way to look at an Olympian, but accidents happen though, and that probably made a dent in her score with the judges. Number 16. Zane Paul's jump right here seems like something you would do when you're preparing to be grilled and barbecued. Well, it's not that we know how to grill a person, but you get the point, right? When you're leaping so high, reaching the bar is what you're aiming for, but accidents happen. And while we're glad that he turned out okay in the end, we're pretty depressed that he's ruined a pretty good shirt through the polls. Number 15. The last thing you want when you're about to celebrate an eventual victory is when someone is at the wrong place at the wrong time. And by that, we mean that this lady created a domino effect and no one had won. Then all hopes were gone. I guess we could say that their win was too close, yet too far. Number 14. During this Taekwondo exhibition, we're not sure what happened here. The crowd pretty much knew that all of their moves were fake and just for fun. But I guess someone failed to tell the referee, who had anger issues. And this is what happened. Might as well get a three-way match out of this one, right? Number 13. Some people say that sometimes your teammate will ultimately be your first competitor. And these two Ethiopian athletes just showed us that. Because we all know that there can only be one winner in a race, right? So if you can't beat them, just drag them out of the track then. Don't blame us if you ever get disqualified though. Number 12. Sometimes things just get too heavy, and that's okay. We want to let you know that we are all here to carry your burden with you. But not if you're a literal weightlifter in the Olympics though, because that's already a different story. You gotta carry that yourself, bro. We're sorry if we can't help you with that. We're just going to help you to the hospital if you broke your neck or something. Number 11. It's not just in relationships that you have to keep in mind that timing is always the key. If you're a pole vaulter, then you would probably have that in mind, especially if you're competing in the Olympics. But not this pole vaulter though. How anticlimactic was this jump? Or lack thereof? Number 10. This was a pretty rough estimate for the diver when he went and turned over his back a bit too early. Imagine practicing this move over and over again for months, only to mess it up the one time you're not supposed to. We hope he didn't beat himself up after that though, because that fall must have already. Number 9. It's pretty hard to lift weights because not everyone can dare to. But here's some advice that no one asked for. Don't eat too much when you're going to need your gut strengthened out as a weightlifter, or this will happen. Number 8. So, what are you going to do when your horse refuses to jump in a sport when they're supposed to? Well, the first option is you jump the hurdle yourself and think twice about it, and just give up like this. At least the horse didn't kick him in the guts or anything, right? Number 7. We've been talking about literal slips here, but the Freudian slip is something you don't want to do, especially when it involves both your wife and your girlfriend.
Thank you very much for giving me this. And I appreciate my fans also. My wife and my girlfriend. My wife. Sorry to say.
It may be late, but we're here to offer you our condolences. And may you have a happy time sleeping in the doghouse. Number 6. Winning the Olympics is a feat that you do not want to miss out. And we could say that while athletes would struggle, they will do anything to finish what they have started, even if it means creating a new way to do so, such as crossing the finish line with another part of your body? Number 5. You know when someone has already won when the sash at the end of the finish line has been broken. But in this case though, this guy probably did not have enough strength left to break it off, as he just played limbo and laid there with his feet crossed at the finish line. At least he technically still won, right? Number 4. Who's to say that if you fail at one hurdle, then the show can't go on anymore? That's what this track and field athlete had in mind when he just got up after falling and continued running in the race as if nothing happened. Perseverance. We love to see that. Number 3. The beginning of this race looks too promising and synchronous to even expect that someone would fall at the first hurdle. We can't say he needed to slow down though, because you guys know why. But we do wish he would be extra careful by the next time. Number 2. You know what they say, you should never, and we mean never, celebrate too early, because this is exactly what happens. Or was this guy just too enthusiastic? This fight must have been a close call though, because why would you think you had the slightest chance, right? Well, that's it for the top 20 most embarrassing Olympic fails, everybody. Do you have your favorite Olympic embarrassing moment? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more of our updates. See you, and bye!